Big fight night. What does it feel like to be on an event the scale of this?
Oh, it's awesome. This is the kind of stuff I dreamed about before I ever getting into the UFC. And all my other fights up to this point have been fight nights. And so this would be my first. I'm not on the pay-per-view portion, but I'm on a huge card, probably one of the best cards ever. Definitely the biggest of the year so far, so I'm excited.
Does that add extra pressure onto you, knowing that you're competing alongside names like Israel Adesanya, Petr Yan, names like that? Does it add pressure to you or no?
No, it doesn't add any pressure. It makes me more excited. I feel like I've been around big names. I've been in this sport for 12 years, and I've been in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's some of the biggest names in the sport come from out of that town, and I've seen them and watched them train. So no, it doesn't add any doesn't add any pressure or nervousness. It makes me more excited.
And we'll move on. How has preparation been for you for this fight? I mean, it's been a weird time for everyone trying to get ready for fights. The pandemic's obviously still going up and down and all that. But for you, for this camp, how's it gone?
Well, this fight initially was supposed to be in January 16th, but I got COVID, so that was a bummer. I'm 100% now. It's been a good 9 week training camp, and I'm ready to fight. Honestly, it's been 6 months since my last fight. I usually don't like to take that long in between fights, so I'm ready to go.
How was the COVID experience for you?
I had mild symptoms. It was only rough for about 2 or 3 days. The most annoying part is I had a headache that didn't go away for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I lost my smell for like 6 weeks. But other than that, I'd say I had mild symptoms.
You find a guy, Tim Elliott. So he's been around this sport for a long time. He's something of a legend, really. You said you don't feel the pressure of fighting alongside names like Israel and stuff like that, but do you feel pressure fighting guys like Tim?
No. I've been watching Tim for a long time, since before The Ultimate Fighter. And you kind of know what to expect when you're going to fight Tim. He's a tough out for everyone he fights. You know he's going to be in your face. You know he's going to be shooting takedowns. You know he's going to have awkward, weird, ugly stand-up. And I'm expecting all of it. He's a grinder. He's had longer than me to prepare for this fight, so I know he's going to be in good shape, and he's going to put the pace on me, and I welcome that.
Is that one of those mindsets you have to go into this knowing, like, I've probably got 15 minutes of just grueling, chaotic energy that I'm going to have to deal with?
Yeah, I haven't had a fight like that in a long time, and so honestly, that excites me.
It excites you? Is that just you enjoy the bit of the carnage?
I like chaos, and I like challenges. I want people to push me because I feel like it brings the best out of me.
Cool. Well, I mean, it's a bit of a cliche question, but how do you see this fight going on Saturday night?
He's in the UFC. I know for sure he hasn't been TKO'd or KO'd, so I want to be the first man to stop him.
Best luck.
Thank you.
Jump right here. Phrases like "you know what to expect" is not often used when fighting Tim Elliott because he's such an awkward fighter. So, do you see tendencies in the awkwardness that people describe?
Yeah, I definitely see tendencies, and by what I mean by I know what to expect is that his game plan usually in the past 10 years that he's fought is usually to stay in your face. It's usually to mix in a bunch of takedowns. It's usually to have really ugly striking and crazy grappling exchanges. I'm expecting all of that. And if for whatever reason he changes up his style and he's more conventional, even better.
And then you mentioned you were a fan of Tim Elliott even before he was on The Ultimate Fighter. We've seen fighters, well, we've heard fighters like when Max Holloway fought Frankie, he said he watched him for so long that he knew what was coming before Frankie was even going to throw it in there. Are you expecting a similar kind of feeling in there when you actually do square off with him?
Kind of, but he's unpredictable in what he throws and how he throws it and where his shots come from. But I do think I have a pretty good idea of the type of game plan he's going to bring. It's not one of those things where like I was a fan and I'm fighting one of my idols. It's not like that at all. I've trained with his gym before last year. I know he has good coaches behind him, and I just think I have a good idea of what he brings to the table, and I don't think that's going to change.
And looking at the division, after the Brandon Moreno-Figueiredo draw, it didn't really seem like there was a clear-cut number one contender moving forward. So do you think that draw was any beneficial to the division because now they can rematch and then the rest of the 125ers can sort out who's next up in line?
Yeah, if not just for the division, it was good because it was a great freaking fight. Like, I think no one has a problem, and I'm in the division, and no one has a problem watching that fight being run back. So I think it helped in terms of getting eyes on the division, recognizing that we have some guys in the division that have some skill. But I don't think it really put any kind of logjam in the division. All the top 5, top 10 guys basically had fights already and were working their way up. Joseph Benavidez had fought twice. And so, yeah, like all those guys had already fought each other. So why not run it back?
And finally, how do you see the main event playing out between Jan and Izzy?
So I'm a big Izzy fan. And I know Jan's going to have some size on him and has some power. And I think it is going to be a tough test for Izzy. But I think Izzy is going to be too technical for him. And, I mean, if it only takes one shot from Jan, but if he doesn't land that one big shot, I feel like Izzy beats him by technique.